Welcome. Today is a new day, the dawn of a new era where you see behind the curtain and, like the Wizard of Oz, I pop out. Just random whoever. So no more of the vibe voice. I'm going to stick to using myself now, taking on advisement from various people. Oh yeah, actually that's one thing I wanted to say. It's been a couple of months since I did a video because I've been busy doing what you can see in the background here, which is I'm going to talk about in a minute, among other things. But I got banned for 7 days after my last video from Stable Diffusion. I think one of the guys I took the piss out of was a mod, and he got me back. So well played, mate. It was a bit annoying, but I accept it. Yeah, I'll try not to rid people too much, but sometimes you have to. But what I'm going to talk about today is I've been 3 months. I took some time off. I've been at this all year. If you followed my YouTube channel, I've been just throwing out research as I've got it, and it's tiring trying to keep up with everything, especially June through to October was just daily new models, daily new things that you just couldn't keep track of it all. And then it reached a point where I was going a bit nuts, and I think I mentioned before that you can't keep once you get to a certain size with videos, making videos when you're trying to do narratives and dialogue like I've been. My last one in May, which I finished, was Footprints in Eternity, which I'm going to show you because I've imported it into the new software that I've been working on, which is what I've been doing for the last 3 months, working on software to make this storyboard so that I can manage the videos that I want to make, which are going to be larger and get bigger and more. You get more takes because you're trying to get things right, and so you make more takes and you just lose track of them. So yeah, I've been working on that, and then this last 3 months working on that, and it allowed me to take a break from the AI scene. And now I don't even know what's going on. I haven't tried Z Turbo. I haven't tried all the new stuff. So I've fallen out of the scene, and that's actually been a really interesting experience, which has made me reflect on my experience for the whole year of AI. And there's some things I want to talk about that today. And the first is FOMO, because AI just stops us being able to function because we're constantly chasing the latest thing. And so what I've realized is that as of the new year, I'm actually going to pause from research and pause from chasing models and the latest things and work on being creative, because that's who I am, a creative, really. I'm very good with certain things, as you might have seen with researching and figuring out computery stuff. But at the end of the day, I want to make my movies. I want to make my stories. I've got a load of books and stage plays and stuff, and I want to make them into movies. And there's a whole load of problems associated with that, just the sheer time it's going to take and the amount of work it's going to take. But that opens up. I'll be jumping around all over the place, by the way, because what I usually do, or what I used to do, was use Vibe Voice so I could type it, change it, redo it. But now you're just going to get me live, and I'm going to be all over the place, disorganized, but that's, hopefully you can follow it. But yeah, so making movies, how do we do it? Well, it's one thing to make a 10-minute short, and that took me 80 days. That last one, Footprints in Eternity, which I will show you. You can watch it, 10 minutes long. Half of it was a music video that I really didn't put too much effort into. Oh, sorry, there's building site out there at the moment, so that's the other problem. But whatever. Yeah, so 10 minutes is one thing. Takes 80 days. Imagine trying to do a 2-hour film, which I'd like to. I've got stories ready to go, and I'm ready, but AI isn't. So 2026 is going to be the year that I think we start to see the ability to actually make proper driven narrative. Now, immediately we run into problems. There's a couple of things. Firstly, what I'm noticing on Netflix and Prime and all these channels is people are starting to create film slop where they're using effects instead of story. Humans, for all of history, have lived off story. We sit around campfires telling story. We don't use visual effects. Visual effects are pow, wow, wow. And no offense to the visual effects guys, it's amazing what can be created, but we're getting lost in it. So here's the first thing that I suggest is think about that. Get back to telling story. The average person does not really care about how wow your effect is. They want a story. They want to be told a story, and that requires dialogue, narrative, human interaction, and that's what's been missing so far, and why everyone's going, oh, AI slop. And until you put story in, you're making AI slop. I don't care how funky your gorilla is at kung fu kicking, brilliant, but where's the story? You know, you've got to keep rolling with that, and I think that's important to focus on. The FOMO, self-management, all of this is going to be. I've realised this year, as I've taken a break, that the first thing with AI to consider, if you actually seriously want to make anything worthwhile, is self-management. How you look after yourself, because I'm seeing a lot of people freaking out with AI, partly FOMO, partly because how are they going to make a living? You know, I've been throwing this stuff out for free, and at the same time, I'm going broke. It's like, what? I need to earn some money here. So how do you merge those two things together? And in the new year, let's talk about that. And, you know, share stuff in the comments. How are you surviving while making AI? Because no one's going to really make money from AI. It's killing it. It's killing creativity in terms of making money from it, but it's setting it free at the same time. And that's quite a weird experience, and why there's a lot of mixed emotions. I've been chatting with some filmmaker connections, and I was telling them that I tried to talk to some filmmakers so I could learn what I needed to do. And they booted me out of the sub because as soon as I mentioned AI, they went wild and wouldn't talk to me, told me I'm a problem, you know. And I'd gone in there trying to be quite open and very quickly realised these people are in trouble. They're going to lose their mortgages. They're going to lose their livelihoods. They've got kids to feed. You know, we're in a predicament, and you can't just go, oh, you accept it, AI's coming, mate. It's like you're killing people. So you have to think about what all this is as a community going to affect us. And trying to make money out of each other is a problematic area because we all need money to survive. At the same time, I really think we need to give a lot of this away for free, enough that we can all function. But how do we make money? It's a question. We'll get back to that. I'll be looking at my notes here. Lack of skill, expertise, knowledge base. Where do you go to get it? Like, I've had the luxury of having 24/7 time this year to work on AI. I'm an older guy, you know, you probably realise that now. I'm in my 60s, just getting there. I'm a little bit more relaxed about how I'm going to function because I've had my day, you know, I've done my stuff, and now this is just kind of, all right, yeah, I'll play around with this and see what I can do without, you know, hungry for ambition. Those days are over. But I'm seeing a lack of skill out there, and the people we're going to be taken over by corporates and subscriptions that are just going to rinse us, and Disney, who's going to do deals with OpenAI, and yeah, you'll get to use Mickey Mouse, but they'll own it. Or, you know, it's going to be difficult. And again, you're challenging a structure where people are losing their livelihoods to it. So there's a lot that's coming down the pipeline in 2026, 2027, as people like you and me start to be able to make movies or short films or something. There's a lot we could do with help from these people in the film industry, but at the same time, they're going to have to roll over as they get steamrolled by these new features. And yeah, I think I'm going back to the subject I was on before. But anyway, skill, lack of skill, expertise, where do you go to find it? I'll tell you where, each other. Because people know, we're learning. I'm connecting, I'm finding places on Discord channels, Reddit. The knowledge is there. what's happening and what's going to happen more in 2026, I think, is that there's going to be too many rabbit holes to go down. So what helps is communication with each other. Like if you go, oh yeah, I know how you do that. I found this thing over there. It's brilliant. So someone else has already tested these things. And that's that is why I'm throwing this out there. It's selfish reasons. Don't think that I'm giving this away for free for no reason. I'm actually expecting people to use it, and then they will be able to help me to get to where I want to go. And where I want to go is very simple, very single-minded. I want to make a movie, and I want to do it using AI, and I want it to be something that people watch and go, that was a good movie. I don't want just all the people who watch it go, look at that AI. You can see it's AI. That's AI. You're going to have that, but I think we can, within a year or two, achieve movies. But we can't do that without the help of filmmakers who exist already. Got to build a bridge. That's another thing. But the skill sets, it's always going to be about finding other people who know where the knowledge is or have a skill set that we don't. And I'm not the best delegator myself, so this is going to be a new experience for me as well. Cost. Subscriptions. Like, I don't know, should I say that? I might chop that out. I don't like the idea of Google charging us $230 a month. I went on to use Nano Banana yesterday because I've been away from this for 3 months and I needed to do a little image. Let me show you quickly. I needed to do a little image for my about section. Oh, look, isn't that very nice? A funky little boat because, why? Because, I don't know how to use this stuff yet. You'll have to bear with me. Oh, it's not showing it. Oh, well, there's a pop-up and you can't see it. What was I talking about? You're going to get this a lot. Oh, how long have I been spent on this already? I don't even know. 12 minutes. Fuck me. No wonder. All right. Cost, yeah, it's going to be expensive. I don't like using subscriptions. I'm going to avoid it. I'm going to try and stick to low VRAM for the duration. We'll see how that goes in 2026. If my card blows up, I might have to revisit that. But stay at the cheap level, because I believe the longer the majority of us stay on low VRAM, the more the devs will code it to bring the high fruit down to meet us. Think about that, the psychology of that. Staying focused. Brilliant that I write that down because I find that very hard. Yeah, staying focused. I could say a lot about this as well. I'm now going to have to keep this under 15 minutes. Staying focused. What was I talking about? Yeah, there you go. Creativity issues. Here's another thing I realised from this year, spending my entire time figuring out how to use Comfy AI and how to try to make it do things better. I just got caught in a loop of making the same clip over and over, and I've not progressed. So that's happened since May, because once I stopped the last video and I went into a research phase, but I got caught in it. And this break has made me go, well, where do you draw the line? When do you stop and go, right, I'm going to stop researching now and I'm going to actually do something creative? And this, again, is self-management. I think self-management is going to be a key thing that we all have to learn if you're actually trying to do something with this stuff going into 2026. And this is good because it's like a fresh field of snow that no one's stepped in yet. And we're just going to go and trample it and make like snow prints or whatever. But this is new. It's a new thing. So expect it to be difficult and expect there to be a period of time where you're working out, how do I do this thing? No one's showing me, but it's because it's on the front of a wave of something new. By the end of 2026, we'll probably go, oh yeah, I know how to make a movie. Just, there you go, done. But we'll see. And there's another thing that I'm going to share that is nothing to do with AI, and yet I think it's probably going to be quite important for people. Meditation. Right. Left field, but why does that matter? Because my experience from life has been, I've done a lot of things that most of them were stupid, but my experience from life as I get to the stage I'm at in it is that you need a platform to function from. And I've tried a lot of different platforms, a lot of them not healthy. But once I found a certain one, which is Vipassana and meditation, I'll talk more about it at other times. If it's your thing, and if it's not your thing, great. But how are you staying sane? You know, how are you staying sane in this environment as AI changes everything for us so fast, and FOMO is constant? And I think everyone's going to need to figure out how to meditate, like how to reconnect with the world out there, nature, humans, people, in a way that isn't computer, isn't this, isn't AI. It's, yeah, anyway, meditation. And finally, how long has this been? 15 minutes. I was going to hit 20 minutes. Sorry about that. I hope you don't mind. But finally, 2026, I'm going to look at making myself make some stuff, make some content. But I also have this idea for democratizing movie making. And I think it's possible, and I think it's got legs, and I'm going to work on it once I've got this software that you're looking at out the way. The shotboard, the storyboard software. Let me just see if I can show you that quickly. It's not showing the pop-ups, but it might be showing. Yeah, there you go. If you ever looked at, yeah, that's showing. If you ever looked at my Footprints in Eternity, is that showing the pop-up? Let's have a look. Can't see. No, it's not. Okay. Anyway, there's a pop-up, and for the videos, these are video clips from what I put together for Footprints in Eternity. What I'm starting to think about is how groups of people could come together to make movies faster than it's going to take me to put a movie together, because I started to realise I want to do the music, I've got to do the ambient sound, I've got to do the clips, I've got to do the lip sync, got to work out the script, got to do this, got to do that. That's why I went into the FilmMakers sub, going, hey guys, how do you put a film together? And they went, get the fuck out. And yeah, it wasn't really what I was wanting, but it's what happened. So basically here we are. I think probably some of you are filmmakers or have the experience or understanding. Let's talk. Talk to me. Tell me how we do these things. And what I'm thinking is we've all got GPUs. We're all sat at home with these powerful machines under our desk, and individually we can't make a 2-hour movie, but together we could probably do it in 2 hours. So I'm fascinated by what we can achieve, but there's going to be a lot of stuff around that about the legality. It's all going to have to be models that can be traceably proven not to be stealing copyright from Disney or whoever. And we're going to have to look at that. But I've got a lot of ideas around it, and I'm going to talk more about that in the new year as I get space to think about it more. But if anything I've said here today is of interest to you, fire something at me in the comments, fire me an email, go on my website, send me stuff. 2026 is going to be a big year for AI getting into film stuff. And if you're coming from the film direction, or you're coming from you're a creative kid, or you're a musician, or you're an artist, or you're just a wit and you don't know what to do with yourself, get in touch, because I think there's going to be a lot of opportunity for everyone to do stuff, and how we create this scene is up to us. Fresh footprints in the snow. Anyway, I think that'll do. It's nearly 20 minutes. Thanks for bearing with me if you lasted this long. Nice to meet you. I'm going to be using myself from now on, and not the rather fun Vibe voice. I kind of miss it. He was great. But yeah, good to meet you. See you for the next one, which will be in the new year. I've got to finish this piece of software and get it out, which I will be selling. I won't be giving it away for free. I've had some ideas about putting it on a SaaS server, but you know, it's all hard work, isn't it? I just want to get back to creating movies or creating something. So we'll see. But yeah, see you in the new year, and have a very lovely Merry Christmas, Happy whatever. Are you allowed to even say that anymore? I don't know. But Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. See you then. How do I stop this thing?